Welcome back. You're listening Hawaii Money Resource. My name is Marko Miushkovic, and you are listening Business Exit Planning, additional Hawaii Money Resource. Hawaii Money Resource every week, Wednesday, 5 to 6 p.m. You can hear us online at hawaiimoneyresource.com, or you can stream it on your radio at 760 KGU AM frequency. Today we have a very special additional Hawaii Money Resource. Why? Because we are talking about a business exit planning. We have a business exit planning, and I'm not by myself in the studio. Actually, I have my returning co-hosts. I have a whole business exit advisory board in studio, and it's going to be a rocking radio show. Why? Because we have so many good minds in the studio, and they're going to be sharing their expertise. So let me introduce them before I go in. First, I would like to welcome back Ethan Lee. Ethan is from Pacific Business Valuation. He is a business valuator. Ethan, welcome back.
Thanks, Marco. Good to be back.
Awesome. We have a Charles Zhao, managing partner from ECA LLP. He's a CPA by trade. Charles, welcome back. I didn't see you for a while.
Hey, Marco. Thank you for having me.
And finally, we have Scott Settle. Scott is the attorney from Sellemeyer Law Firm, managing principal. Scott, welcome back.
Hi, Marco. Thanks for having me.
Perfect. Guys, I'm really happy to see you all in studio. We did this, I think last year. We did our business exit planning advisory board. We did quite a few seminars, and we tried to bring the importance of business exit planning and just business planning in general to our community here in Hawaii. And of course, today we're going to spend some time talking about the importance of a couple of things. First of all, non-disclosure agreements, buy and sell agreements, intellectual property, goodwill, and so on and so forth. But before we dive in, I would like to remind everybody that listening to our show that you can find us online at hawaiimoneyresource.com, hawaiimoneyresource.com, and also on our Business Exit Planning Hawaii.com website. Business Exit Planning Hawaii.com is a website just dedicated to business owners and their path to the business exit. Anyway, so before we go in and talk about all these good topics that everybody in a business community talks about it, what is new? Ethan, what is new in business valuation world?
Well, since we last met, I think we've had a lot more of the business transition planning valuation engagements. I think there's a definite uptick in it, and we see more and more baby boomer business owners that are ready to make the transition.
I know there is new proposition in law changes coming up end of the year. Maybe you should quickly touch up on the discounts and maybe going away discounts.
Yeah, the IRS has recently proposed some regulation changes to a code section 2704, which currently authorizes discounts for minority ownership interests. So a less than 50% ownership interest in a business. And the IRS is proposing that for any family-related businesses that there wouldn't be certain discounts allowed for any transfers or transitions, any sale of those minority interests.
Because this is a proposal, it's not
not
100%,
final.
it's not final. What do you think about it?
They're going to have a public comment period on December 1st, and they could go into effect as soon as January 1st, 2017. So it's up in the air. It's unknown at this point.
What is your humble opinion?
My professional opinion is that the IRS is attempting to redefine fair market value, and I don't know if they'll succeed at it.
Who will stop them? Who is lobbying out there to stop?
I know that the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants is advocating for the code section to remain as it is. And I know there's other professional organizations that are doing the same. I'm not sure if they'll succeed, but there's going to be a lot of noise.
One thing for sure is a lot of businesses will be affected, especially here in Hawaii, because we have a lot of family-owned businesses. Maybe we will do a special separate radio show just for that, maybe before or maybe after, if the rulings come true. Thank you for the update. Charles, what's new in a CPA world? I know you guys are like scrambling. People are not giving you the documents, and you cannot file because of that. So tell me the problems you're dealing on a daily basis.
Sure, Marco. Now's a good time for us. We're busy getting ready to finish up the filings for the prior year, and that's an important time for us. It's important for our clients to know that they've got to keep good records and keep things together so that we can file on time. Compliance is an important issue for us. In addition to that, we are seeing a lot of planning going forward. To Ethan's point, we need to do some planning around transferring shares and things like that. So we're seeing that our clients are looking to move forward with certain transactions given the timing of the proposed law.
So this is mostly for clients who are in that. Do you see the difference between internal transfer and external transfer, or just planning in general? What are you seeing?
We're seeing a lot of planning in general, but specifically because of Hawaii and the internal transfers, there's a lot of, for our clients, movement within the family organization, and so this is an important time for them.
Perfect. We're going to talk more about it. Finally, Scott, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Marco.
I know that pretty much you got bombarded weekly or daily with the people asking you about all kind of different business agreements, and usually they come to you when they have a problem. So what is the update on in your respective field?
Well, I think not much change in that regard. I think a lot of folks are still not seeing business planning as a tool quite yet, and so they'll come to see me after there's already a problem. I think we're still trying to get the word out there that how important it is to plan ahead, so that we can help solve and avoid problems in the future, as opposed to trying to address them and be reactive once they've occurred.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys' input. Why don't we start with the beginning, right? People come to one of us usually, and they usually come with the idea, and they say, well, you know what, I'm not getting older, I want to get out. And then what? They come to us, they ask us what should we do, right? And then first thing we do is what? We ask them when they want to get out, right? And they say, well, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, yesterday, whatever they tell us, and then we start putting the pieces together and see what will be the best bet for them to take. In that position, like usually what we at least advise our clients is to find out the value. What is the financial gap between the business and the personal side? So Ethan, like that comes to you. So you are right up front, and why people still are reluctant to do the business valuation on the beginning versus on the end when they're about to sell?
Well, I think on our end, the good news is that they aren't as reluctant anymore. I think people are
Did
starting
this
to
show
realize,
helped out? People realize? Okay,
yeah,
good.
I think they're starting to realize that, hey, I've got this big potential asset, but I have no idea what it's worth. And it may be late in the game. They might have, okay, I'm ready to sell this year. I'm ready to sell right now. I need to know what it's worth, but they're wanting to know up front what it is worth. So, but similar concern as to what Scott expressed. They're still not planning far enough in advance, and I think that we have enough over the past year. I think we've had some mutual clients now that we can probably share a few experience.
Few experience, and I agree with it. And Charles, usually you are the most trusted advisor, and usually you're the one who first get the info or message that they're about to get out of the business in sooner or later. So what do you do first? Like what is your initial reaction? How do you approach that? Because this is like opening the whole another ball of wax when it comes to the tax planning and business planning in general.
Sure, Marco. The tax planning comes in near the end. It's after you decide on how much and in terms of conditions. There are some tax planning on that. We believe, though, that it's important to go in strong. It's to do the analysis ahead of time. And so we're trying to stress with our clients is do the planning ahead of time before you need to exit. So getting ahead, talking to you, talking to Ethan and Scott is important. If you build it right, then you can exit it smoothly.
Scott, I know that part of the preparation is very important for clients to go through the legal audit. What do you suggest that they should do when it comes to the legal audits?
Well, I think it's important for business owners to understand what their governing documents say and understand where their weaknesses are. A lot of businesses, and right now, for our last couple of years, for example, a lot of deal flow in real estate development, construction, etc. A a lot of folks are just need to get their documents formed, get into business right away, and don't really think about what the documents say as long as they have a company up and running. And they'll find themselves a few years down the line with documents that really aren't applicable to their business, don't take into account how many partners there are, or how they might exit in the future, how they would control that business. So it's real important to understand that, and it can be early, it can be late, but there's always a good time while there's no dispute going on to try to solve those problems and plan for how to address them. And then I think the other thing we chatted about a little bit before we started today was understanding not just what your physical assets are, but understanding what intellectual property or other value there is in your business, and how to account for that and value that.
So what will be your word of wisdom, like when if someone is fortunate enough or lucky enough to talk to you first, like what will be your word of wisdom before they dive into that project? And you're right, they're kind of like, oh my God, deal is happening, I just need to have some documents ready, I need to form the LLC, something quick, let me copy my last documents from the last year, let me download some buy and sell agreement or article of organization from the internet and just change the name of the company.
Yeah, I think it's important that and it doesn't have to take a long period of time to plan, but I think it's important for us to sit with them and explain to them some of the main pitfalls or risks and areas that they can plan around in advance, without brain damage, but with some planning. Talking to folks like you, to Ethan and to Charles, and understanding how tax laws work, how valuation works, how they can implement various insurance policies or other things to preserve value, build value. And that can happen relatively quick, but it's so important to plan and do that up front.
Perfect. You're listening to Hawaii Money Resource. We have a business exit planning edition of Hawaii Money Resource, and we do have a business exit planning advisory board right here in the studio today. We have Ethan Lee, Pacific Business Valuation. We have Scott Settle from Settlemeyer, a law firm. And we have Charles Alf from ECA, LLP, and of course myself, Marko Miushkovic, Senior Partner of Wealth Strategy Partners. You're listening to Hawaii Money Resource. Let's take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to dive in more. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.